All right, we are live and it is recording.
Good deal. All right. Our first meeting here is a public hearing in regards to, I believe, the Prestwick TIF. So do we want to go ahead and call the meeting to order?
Mr. Kelly,
Here.
Mr. Freeman,
Here.
and Miss Batchelor.
Here. Alan, where's your lovely face?
Oh, it's not lovely at all. I'll hit you with it.
Okay.
Boom. Oh my
There
goodness.
it
There it
is.
is.
I'm gonna ask Alan to lead us in the pledge. Alan, you're gonna have to show yourself to lead us in the pledge.
All right. Let's please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks, Alan.
You're welcome.
All right. Public hearing for Prestwick TIF, District Number 2. Loretta?
I would ask you to formally open the public hearing, which I would say that you generally have by introducing the agenda item here. But for the record, this is a public hearing, so we're going to follow something of the public hearing process. This is related to the second phase of the Prestwick TIF. As you recall, in February of 2018, you had passed a motion to initiate the first Prestwick Place TIF. And there were several improvements that were identified as public improvements that were necessary or impacted by the development. And one of those is Bradbury Road, and we're working on the final design, preparing for bed documents for the first phase of Bradbury Road. And that won't quite take us to 9 miles. So there are future phases of that to be considered, to be funded through some of these TIF funds, although we are leveraging it with some OPWC grant funds as we go along.
Hey, Loretta.
You can't hear me?
You got it.
Okay, sorry.
That's okay.
Did you
I
hear
can
me
hear
talk
you with
about
my
Bradbury
volume.
Road?
I can hear my volume all the way up. I just don't want anybody else to not be able to hear.
I'll have to test this microphone more.
You're
I mean,
much
it's brand
better
new.
now.
You
Okay.
sound loud now.
Yeah,
I just have to get closer. Okay,
I do.
so I have to treat it like a karaoke mic. Sorry.
Wait till
Do you
Friday,
do-
Loretta. Don't start singing.
Now, Loretta, I'm a little concerned. Do you do karaoke? Is this something you're sharing with
We'll
us
talk
at this
about
point?
that another time.
Oh, okay.
All right. So
Back on track.
all kidding aside. So we have several improvements to Bradbury Road. We're in our first phase of that. And then the next phase would be approaching 9 Mile and working with accounting. And again, utilizing grant funds and leveraging our money as best that we can. But we will have some long-term debt that will be associated with the first phase of Bradbury Road, and we'll have more local match required when we approach the next phases. The park improvements that are underway, that's also something that that's an improvement that will benefit the community in this new subdivision. We also have road improvements that we're continuing to study. The White Oak intersection, obviously this development outlets both directions to 10 Mile and White Oak, approaching the Kroger retail area. So there are several improvements that have been targeted, including any that are unknown at this time over the life of the TIF. So we have a 10-year 75% TIF proposed for the second phase. This is a residential improvement district, and I have sent information to the county auditor's office to estimate revenues, but we have 219 dwelling units that have been approved for the development. The first district was 83 of those lots, not quite complete. And the second phase is 35 single family lots that we're talking about now. So we're just kind of estimating a proportion of what we had with the 83 lot estimate for what we may see in terms of value that will be brought by this new, which is about somewhere over $12.5 million worth of improvements. And then the auditor's office will assess those values. And because it's a residential TIF, there are certain property tax levies that do continue to be collected when it's a residential project. So that's an overview of the TIF that's proposed and the public purpose of the revenues to be generated from this next proposed phase. And we are looking at this in phases, and perhaps by the time we get to the last phase of this development, there would just be one more. We may or may not see it as necessary to continue to use these funds to fund those improvements. So we look at it each time that another phase comes to us as we see the development move forward. Oftentimes, a whole parcel may be put in from day one, but since we identified these phases, we're looking at it on a more regular basis. So if the trustees have any clarifying comments to make, just to note for the record that there were proper public notices provided to the property owners as well as the school districts, West Claremont and the Joint Vocational District.
Loretta, how many homes did you say were there now?
I can't tell you exactly how many have actually been built, but the first phase had 83 lots in it. I know there's a pocket of lots that have not been active, but I can't recall just how many of those might be.
I
in the
thought maybe
first
you
phase.
might know how many was there. Someone asked me that 2 or 3 days ago, and I told them I didn't really know.
I know that between Eddie and Laura, they can look at the building permit records or the zoning permit records and give me a number. And I have been tracking that, but I just don't have those numbers in front of me right
It's
now.
okay.
All right, so this is, what phase, we got phase, how many phases total and what phase is this? Is phase 2?
This is phase 2, and there could be one more phase, which is the most northern part of the development that's not been developed yet.
All right. All right. Well, I guess, do we have any public comment? You want to do *9 if you're on your phone to raise your hand, or if you're on the computer, use the participants panel at the bottom, and you can raise your hand that way. Does anybody have any comments on this from the public? I'm not seeing anything. So
If there are no other public comments, then you could make a motion to close the public hearing.
thank you, Loretta. Bonnie or Alan, you guys don't have anything else?
I do not.
All right.
Not at the moment.
Do I have a motion to close the public hearing?
I'll make a motion to close the hearing.
I'll second it.
Mrs. Batchelor,
Yes.
Mr. Freeman,
Yes.
Mr. Kelly.
Yes. All right, deliberation and recommendations by us. This is the dangerous part.
The next step in the process would be to have the meeting on September the 30th at 10 a.m., which we have also provided notice for. It was required to be in all of these public notices that were provided to the school district in order to consider a resolution then to actually formalize this, unless there were any objections to continue this process.
So do we need a motion tonight to draft a resolution to formalize it? Is that
I think that would be appropriate.
okay? Do I have a motion to draft a resolution to proceed with Prestwick Place TIF District 2?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Freeman,
Yes.
Mrs. Batchelor,
Yes.
and Mr. Kelly.
Yes.
Thank you. And then please clarify for the public that we have to actually leave this meeting and then reopen the special meeting.
Public, we have to leave this meeting and reopen special meeting. meeting.
Very good, Nick. Follow directions.
Yeah, that's not my strong suit, but so do we need a motion to go ahead and adjourn this meeting then?
I'll make the motion.
Alan's froze.
What's wrong with Alan?
Froze.
Somebody shut him up.
Oh no.
I love it.
All we needed was a second. We just needed a little bit more time. Not bad though, he's smiling at least.
I never thought I'd see the day Alan was speechless.
This is what we need at the regular meetings when we get back to in person, like a cardboard cutout like that.
Nick, it's that magic button I got here. I just push it and Alan locks up.
Oh man, now he's gone.
He went
All right.
away.
We're gonna have to wait for Alan to get back.
We hurt his feelings.
All right, technically the next one is for 6:45, right?
Yes.
By the way, I'm back.
Oh,
Alan.
here he is.
And I would have voted to adjourn.
Okay.
Is that a second?
Alan seconded.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mrs. Batchelor?
Belated second.
Mrs. Batchelor?
Yes.
Mr. Freeman?
Yes.
Mr. Kelly?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so anybody who's on this one you'll have to leave this meeting. There's a link on the website if you need it, and then go back into the regular trustee Zoom meeting. See you there.